This is Formula One.
Welcome back to F1 Blogs. Today, we're taking a closer look at Max Verstappen, the three-time Formula One world champion who has captivated fans with his raw talent, determination, and his close relationship with Red Bull Racing. But, despite being bound by an unprecedented 7-year contract with Red Bull until 2028, Verstappen is hinting that he may not stay in the sport as long as his fans, and his contract, might suggest. Could the end of Verstappen's time in F1 be closer than we think? Let's dive into what he said about his future, his loyalty to Red Bull, and why, despite his unprecedented success, he may not feel the same long-term passion for F1. Before we dive into all the latest on Max, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Formula One. Main story. Since signing his contract with Red Bull Racing in 2022, Verstappen has shown a deep loyalty to the team that first introduced him to Formula One in 2015 through Toro Rosso, now AlphaTauri, Red Bull's sister team. Red Bull took a gamble on Verstappen's potential, and he quickly repaid it by proving to be one of the most skilled and determined drivers on the grid. His bond with Red Bull is nearly unparalleled in F1, with the Dutchman having openly declared his loyalty to the team many times. But this year, Verstappen has stirred up doubts about how long he'll remain in F1, even under a contract that has him locked in until 2028. Verstappen's 3 championships and numerous record-breaking performances show his dedication to Red Bull, yet recent interviews reveal a new sense of ambivalence. When speaking with F1 Blogs, he explained that while he could renew his current contract, it's equally likely he might not. "My next step, if there is one, will be my last," he stated, leaving fans and analysts alike to question whether his career could end sooner than expected. Verstappen's reasoning goes beyond the demands of winning. He has grown increasingly dissatisfied with certain aspects of F1, such as the expanding calendar and ongoing disagreements with the FIA's decisions. These elements, he hints, are making F1 less of a long-term prospect for him than it might have been. This uncertainty is a stark contrast to the commitment Verstappen has previously shown to Red Bull. While many drivers see team hopping as an essential step in advancing their careers, Verstappen has always valued stability. "It's very easy to switch teams," he said, "but I don't want my career marked by being part of 4 or 5 teams." Instead, he wants to be remembered as a one-team man, someone who built his legacy with Red Bull and stood by the team that gave him his first break. The idea of jumping to a team like Mercedes or Aston Martin, who have both expressed interest in him, holds little appeal for Verstappen, despite their recent competitive performances. Max's long-term goals with Red Bull go beyond championships. His aim is to cultivate what he calls a long and stable relationship with everyone at Red Bull Racing, making it clear that he values that sense of loyalty and home more than any competitive advantage he might gain by moving to a rival team. Verstappen described Red Bull as the place where he feels most comfortable and motivated, and he has consistently spoken about wanting to maintain that sense of family throughout his career. Of course, as Verstappen's frustrations with certain aspects of F1 continue, this loyalty could be tested. He's voiced discontent with the ever-growing F1 calendar, which has now stretched to a record 24 races per season. He has also been critical of recent regulatory decisions from the FIA, noting that they sometimes disrupt the natural flow of the sport. While Verstappen has proven his adaptability to changes, he has been open about his preference for a more stable calendar and governance structure. For him, the continuous expansion in both races and regulations detracts from his enjoyment of the sport, making it more of a grind than the passion he started with. Verstappen's recent comments even addressed the possibility of an early exit. When asked if he has a contract clause allowing him to leave Red Bull before 2028, Verstappen responded cryptically, "Maybe yes, maybe no," leaving fans wondering if he might exercise such a clause in the near future. However, as of now, he's fully focused on defending his title and keeping the edge over his current closest competitor, Lando Norris, who trails him by 52 points. Verstappen's priority is squarely on securing this year's championship, and he has repeatedly affirmed that he's not giving his future too much thought at this stage. But as fans, we can't ignore the hints he's dropped about potentially stepping away sooner than we anticipated. What does this mean for Verstappen's future? The Dutch driver's talent and determination have made him one of F1's all-time greats, but his comments suggest a driver who's questioning just how much longer he wants to dedicate to the sport. Whether he stays until 2028 or makes an early exit, one thing is clear: if Verstappen's next step does come, it's likely to be his last. For Red Bull, this loyalty means that Verstappen is not about to jump ship anytime soon. However, the broader issues with F1 are ones he might not overlook forever. In short, Verstappen seems committed to Red Bull, but not necessarily to the Formula One grind as it is today. The Dutchman's legacy is already solidified in the sport, but how much more he wants to give is still an open question. Conclusion. Verstappen's words give us a glimpse of a champion focused on the present but open to the possibility of a near-future exit. His unwavering loyalty to Red Bull seems set in stone, but with his concerns about F1's increasing demands, there's a sense that his days in the sport might be numbered. What do you think? Could Max really leave F1 in the coming years, or will his love for racing win out? Let us know in the comments. And remember, for more in-depth stories like this, be sure to subscribe to F1 Blogs and stay updated on all things Formula One.